Like, I didn't know that night I was gonna like be on the hood of a car going 45 miles an hour.
Your new mark is on the hood of this Barracuda.
You guys didn't tell me that.
No, we didn't.
No,
we
you didn't.
We didn't. No. That was kind of an inspirational moment. I'm going to put you on the hood of the car. That's going to be great.
Gentlemen, firstly, I'd like to say huge congratulations. The movie is sensational. Absolutely loved it. So thank you for giving us your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me start with you, Keanu. You two have got a long history of working together, and you first met on the Matrix films. Is that right?
That is true, sir. Yes.
How did you meet? Do you remember the first time you came across each other?
Training facility, Matrix.
Way back, 96, I went to an audition. It was in Burbank, California at the old, I don't know, whatever warehouse you
It was
guys
a
were at.
warehouse.
Walked in, not really sure what it was. It was Keanu working out with some of the Hong Kong team, and that's where I met the Wachowskis and Yung Woo Ping and his team. Very surreal moment.
Stood us side by side.
Yeah, we did a little side by side, took a picture. Okay, and that was it.
And my goodness, you two have had an amazing collaboration, not just with those films, but the John Wick films, which have been incredible. Chad, the leap from stuntman, martial arts coordinator, now director, did it require you to completely change the way you thought and looked on film?
Good question. You look back at it, it's easy to say like that, and it seems like a big thing, but it was a very gradual thing. Like, every job, every gig, every director you work for, you learn something. And I think after Keanu, I always call it, the Wachowski paradigm of 3 Matrixes, and then I did V for Vendetta with him, Speed Racer, Cloud Atlas, all these other things we work with the Wachowskis on. And then afterwards, they were nice enough to give me a shot at second unit directing and cleaning up work like that. So it was a gradual progression over quite a bit of time, but like anything else, yeah, it changes who you are. It changes how you see things in a good way.
The Wachowskis have had a huge influence on both of your work. Do you think we'd have John Wick if we hadn't had The Matrix?
No,
definitely not.
Okay.
Very definitive. No, like they were incredibly influential.
Listen, I mean, I'd hate to have to draw up one of your risk assessments for insurance purposes for your day's filming. There's so much action going on. And Keanu, it seems that the script writers are trying to find new ways to make you suffer on set. How have you dealt with the physical element of playing?
Oh yeah, that has nothing to do with the writers. That has everything to do with the director, Chad Stahleski.
Keanu just keeps getting back up. It's amazing.
Well, we both think that it's cool to like have the lead character suffer.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of the empathy for John Wick is to make him suffer.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the physical element though, Keanu? Because I mean, it is relentless. You're getting punched, beaten, shot at. How do you prep for something like this?
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I think it helps that I love it. And so in terms of preparing, do your training and go have fun.
Is the training for you, does it start months and months before the film begins to shoot?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to start training in one way to start training in the John Wick way. And then the training with John Wick way develops, it takes time, right? Because you're going back to doing judo and jiu-jitsu and rolling on the ground, and so you kind of have to get in shape for that part so you don't get injured. And then once you start doing that, then they start to hand over new skills, whether it's nunchucks, some more judo moves, different, transitioning and choreography and stuff. So it kind of just keeps ramping up in the kind of sophistication, let's call it, and complexity.
Is there anything left for you to learn, Keanu? I mean, you've been doing...
Oh, you have to come with beginner mind.
Yeah.
There's tons to always learn. There's so much. I'm not very good at it, so I just have to I gotta just keep learning. But learning's the fun part, But then actually the most fun part is doing what you learn. And then the even more fun part is if you do what you learned and you do it well. And then if you can learn what you do well, and then enjoy it, it's just,
Are there times when you arrive on set and Chad's speaking to you and says, look, what's going to happen in this scene is this guy's going to shoot you 5 times in the chest. This other guy's going to beat you over the head with a stick. And then we're going to throw you onto a moving vehicle. Do you pause for a moment and maybe look over at Chad and say, yeah, sure. Why don't you do it first? Let me see what it looks like.
No, I don't want him to do it first.
He wants all the fun.
Actually, you know what? I would say was an unexpected, one of the funnest parts of filming John Wick was when they just gave me a strap and buckled me into the roof of that car, going down the street and firing through the front windshield and being fired at. I didn't know I was doing that night. Swear to God, they never told me.
Nope.
They didn't tell me. It was just like, okay, now we're gonna put you on the hood of this car. They were like,
so what are we doing next?
They
Chad?
were like, put the belt on. So I put a Hong Kong belt on, and then they literally, I didn't know that night I was gonna be on the hood of a car going 45 miles an hour.
Your new mark is on the hood of this Barracuda.
You guys didn't tell me that.
No, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
We didn't. No. That was kind of an inspirational moment. I'm going to put you on the hood of the car. That's going to be great.
Chad, are there things that you think, you know what, I might not tell him this, he's doing this thing tomorrow. I don't want him to worry about it. Are there sort of decisions you're going to have to make?
Oh, yeah. But the Barracuda was one.
You forgot that.
It was more of a forgetting. Oh, I didn't mention that? Are you sure I didn't mention that?
I'm like, what?
Anyways, just go right here. It'll be fine. And try to shoot right here.
Now, listen, you've put the audience, Chad, in an impossible but rather brilliant conundrum where we all root for Keanu. We all root for John Wick. But at the end of the day, he is a brutal assassin. I mean, I wouldn't even want to count the body count of all the films. It exceeds hundreds of 300 or something. But how do you bring that character to a close? Is it difficult for you?
It's fun. It's always a challenge. But, you have Keanu, and he's a big part of how we design the character and the overall story, especially John Wick's journey. And it's always a bit of fun to cause that dilemma, right? Like, John's always got to make a choice, and they're usually between 2 bad choices. And that's how you learn about John. That's always the interesting part, right?
Do you think traditionally, Keanu, that action films are being overlooked? Is there a bit of snobbery when it comes to the Oscars and action films?
Probably not. I mean, I don't know. I think maybe they have a better. You've got did Top Gun get nominated?
Top Gun did, yeah.
Yeah,
Top
so
Gun,
I think
Black Panther, yeah.
Yeah, so I think as soon as they made it 10 films in the nomination list, I think action films are getting closer. I mean, Top Gun is an action movie, right?
Yeah, I would say it's action movie.
Yeah, so we're there. So maybe next year we could be there.
John Wick Chapter 4.
John Wick Chapter 4.
Yeah.
Best stair sequence in a movie.
Best movie?
Best top shot.
Before I leave you, I just want to ask you both the same question, which was, when was the last time you went to the cinema and what did you watch? Chad?
Oh, John Wick 4. Been the last big one I saw on screen was I had seen Shape of Water, Wakanda, and Top Gun. Those would be the last 3 I saw big. So all really big cinematic movies. Yeah.
Triangle of Sadness. Yeah. Triangle of Sadness.
Triangle of Sadness. My goodness. That 20-minute sequence on the boat. I don't think I'll ever forget those.
So good.
Well, look, gentlemen, thank you so much for giving me all this time. I thought the movie was exceptional, and I can't wait to see what you two are going to come up with in the months and years to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.